And Halimi fight it out. Melburnian in front of Halimi. Back in third. Future Proof the inside of Metier. But it's Melburnian stretching on to win it for Niall McCullough and Tony Martin. Halimi second. Future Proof third. Linwood Gold ahead of Metier in Legal Spin.
The Emperor from Write Your Name. Irish Butterfly calming and up on the fence. Write Your Name though. Went up, put his head in front. Oh, that's not the real Write Your Name. He fought for that for putters. And he took them out on a big note. Write Your Name got the money from Carmi and all.
Well, here we are, Melbourne Cup week, Derby Day. Peter, in Melbourne, cold and raining. What else would you expect?
It's Ballarat or Werribee. It's wet. Jeez, we've had some rain overnight, Darren.
It's been great for the farmers, not so much if you've got your hay on the ground.
We're going to Derby Day in a skimpy dress.
Well, it's Derby Day and Flemington's underway. There's been a lot written and a lot said about the carnival, Pete. Not a lot of positive stuff, a lot of negativity, but we're only going to talk about positive stuff today. The intro there, Melburnian.
Yeah, over in Leopardstown. She won her race finally for us. Well, her form's been good leading up to it, and finally she put her field away and did it in convincing style.
Yep, the half-sister to Heartbreak City.
Yep.
Finally showing some of her potential. So congratulations to all the owners in Australia, and congratulations to our Irish madmen who were in Heartbreak City. They raced that filly with us, and congratulations to Tony Martin. She's gone away now and she'll be set for the summer over there, and she'll be kicking off in March next year. So,
like her good half brother, she's tuned up at the right time of the year.
He said she'll be good when she's 6.
They do it different over there.
Our mares have had 3 foals by then.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other winner, Pete?
Yeah, write your name. I'll pat you on the back because you want to do it.
There's no way Nani's going to show my comments from last week when I virtually declared it.
Yeah, it was good win, good solid win. He just needed a bit of luck. Geordie Charles wasting for the Melbourne Cup helped him get through that gap.
Geordie Charles just loves getting him in traffic and then seeing if he can get out. I reckon he's done it 3 times.
He come back and he's just gone, oh jeez, I thought it was going to happen again. I think he was thinking of Connery, and I think he was also thinking of that Sandown.
Field of 4 or 5.
Yeah. Anyway,
well done.
Got the job
Looks like the horse is back. He's racing a lot lighter, as Archie said, 25 kilos lighter. No longer the bull. He just looks like a racehorse now, and his action's great. And you know, we're going to have a bit of fun with this horse now.
That was a good benchmark 70 field.
Very strong race.
On a Bendigo Cup day, and we're going to stick to a benchmark 70 speaking to the stable. Claim 2 comes into the same weight and it's going to strip fitter. So
where will that be, Pete?
Sandown. I think it's the 19th, I think, the date.
Right. Okay.
Stand to be corrected, but
well, there's 2 nice winners for the team.
Yeah, it's good. That gets us back up into double figures for our strike rate. I think we've got 7 now. Yeah, that's right.
We want to be.
Yep.
All right. So now
we spoke Melbourne, and we'll go through our runners, the rest of our runners. Obviously, she was good. The Sunday we went to Sale where we had Mr. Moneybags in the cup, collectible at a benchmark 70. Moneybags first. Good, strong finishing effort.
Yeah, but over the mile in the Sale Cup. Yeah, hit the line strong. Typical of Mr. Moneybags, isn't it? They wind him up at about the 500 metre mark, and then he sort of whacks away, and then his last 100's good. Yeah. So we're going to roll the dice with him going forward, and we're going to throw him into an 1800, which I'm sure we'll come and talk about in a minute. But I thought his run was okay, and just maybe looking for more ground.
Looked at his last 4 runs on paper, you'd say just gone, but he's been beaten 2.5, 1.8, 2.3. You know, he's there, roundabout. Maybe the extra trip's what we need. Collectible, she obviously was scratched at Seymour, where it ended up, there's nothing wrong with her. And she ran okay in the lead up to a race at Oaks Day as well.
Forced our hand to go to Sale over a 1400, which wasn't suitable.
No.
But yeah, she ran okay, and she gets to get to a grand final now over, 16 or 1700?
1700.
1700 at Flemington, which we'll come to shortly. So
a couple of her better runs have been at Flemington.
Yeah, that was a run that she had to have.
Yep. Monday, Tuesday, we had Tolpa Monday at Bendigo. Now, she basically didn't even finish the race.
No, she went terrible. Has since been vetted and found that sore all over, jarred up from what's been reported as a good 2. To be honest, Pete, I thought she'd gone amiss and we'd lost the horse, but thankfully she's just jarred up, sore all over. and we just got to find the right track for her. She needs a well-watered surface, probably a good 4, and then I think then we'll just look at her future.
Yeah, very hard to place that type of horse.
Yep.
Tuesday I made the journey up to Swan Hill. It was a 34-degree day. Certainly summer weather. I went up with the strides. Everyone else was wearing shorts at Swan Hill, so they know their weather. We had Crackerjack Lady, the Crackerjack King filly, having her first start, and look, she was okay. I think, forget about the 10-length margin. I think you take the positives out if she's got to the races. We know she's going to be better in time and over further, and look, she travelled up well to the 300 and then had enough.
Yeah, I thought, as Karen and David said, that she probably should have been going to the paddock, but they wanted to give her an educational run just so she knew what it was all about when she come back as a more mature 1600 metre plus horse. So yeah, she goes to Swan Hill, has a day out, learns what it's like to be at the races, and then she has a good spell now, and hopefully she comes back in the autumn and we can get her up to that mile plus distance, and then we'll know what we got.
Bit of a balance, because she's not a big filly, but we need to put a bit of weight on her without her getting too big.
Yeah, no, she's not tall, but anyway, we'll just have to wait and see whether she's going to cut the mustard.
Yep. Then we get to Wednesday, where we spoke right, you know. He got the job done. A little bit tricky. Looked it to be a little bit tricky for a little while, but he burst through and then held on, which I suppose 1300, it's a good effort first up, because you're probably going to get a little tired in the last bit, but
it was a record.
He gutsed it out.
It was a record.
The track record or race record?
The noise made by the owners when he won in the mounting yard. It was a record on racing.com.
I copped about be a dozen kisses on the cheek, even probably from some blokes too. They were all pretty happy as well. No,
that was a big crowd there. Well done, everyone.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Made a lot of noise.
Oh, it's good. And as I said earlier, we're on the right track.
Yep. Last night we had a Sunday no, sorry, not last night. Yesterday, getting the days and
they're all rolling into one peak at the moment.
Up during the week too, Darren.
Yes, I think.
With the greyhounds on the Wednesday.
You went to the wrong place.
I thought it was Tuesday. Saturday, Dulce, Kilcoy, probably not the distance and track to suit her, but she did run home well for third.
Yeah, third up, 1060, turned out to be too short. Did need that run, so she'll be primed now for fourth up win over 1200. Yeah. And we'll just work out where that is. But she got to the line good, and yeah, she's ready to win.
Kilcoy, that's a mini Mooney Valley.
That's
if you can get
half
smaller.
a Mooney Valley, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very small, I think 150 metres straight.
They sort of run down that back straight,
yeah,
and then they're in the straight and it's over.
Yeah, if you're not the first two on the bend, you can't win. But she needed that run just to bring her on, and look, she should be winning next start with luck. 1200
on a bit bigger track. Today, as we stand here, we look at the rain, and as I look that way, it's sort of where Thoroughbred is, I think, that way. We've got French, is that right?
I don't know.
We've got French Fizz making the long trek. I know it's 298 k's.
Jeez,
from 3 hours,
3.5 hours.
She runs around in a 0 to 58, opposed to a benchmark 58, and gets her chance.
What price?
She was $2.90 last night. So when you run 11th and 7th and you're $2.90, I'm not sure.
I think that'd be the Mara and Eustace factor.
I think, and Harry Coffey's in terrific form in the bush.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Gate 6, 1100. She gets a chance, but she's hard to tip.
What have the stable said?
I think exactly what I just said.
Hard to tip.
They expect her to be in the finish.
Give the lady something.
I hope she wins.
What did the stable say?
They expect her to be in the finish. What, that was Simon's commentary?
Like, does that mean 10 lengths in the finish, or does that mean in the top 3?
We expect her to be in the finish from the good barrier with Harry Coffey on in, and like, people say, what's the difference between a 0 to 58 and a benchmark 58? You can actually have 64 raters running the 58s and claim, and they've got 2 or 3 links on you in form. She is probably out of form as good as anything in there, because they're all around that rating marker.
Well, there'll be no excuses 56. Today, will they? I don't know what the weather's doing down there.
That's a little query.
I don't even know what that track's like. I don't know if I've been to Trail. We only race about 4 times a year, don't they?
Yeah, no, I don't know much about it.
But anyway, she's going there. She gets a chance.
It's not an overly big track.
She would want to be running in the first 3 here.
She'd want to be in the first probably 3 or 4 in the race.
Well,
during the run.
D-Day for the...
Chime in as well. Thin Green Line 2 lengths away. So it's Capit leading by a neck. French Fizz, then Thin Green Line and Hawksmoor's also running on. It's Capit in front. French Fizz trying to get there with Thin Green Line. What a go that! French Fizz put in a big dive and it might have been a winning one.
Fizz.
Yes. Wednesday, I know in Vivo's nominated. Now she's a filly that's had a little bit of a cold. She's a first starter.
May or may not run.
Yeah, she's nominated.
Where was that?
Kyneton.
Yeah, may or may not run.
Kyneton, Wednesday, headaches, that's all I can think.
Yeah, you can go there.
We'll go to Oaks Day before we have a chat about the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, righto.
So on Oaks Day we're going to have
three runners.
We'll go to the Oaks with Gamay. Obviously we've got no fields. We know who's going to be in the race. She goes there as one of the leading chances on
I think she's
form.
fourth favourite.
Yep.
Obviously Flit's going there now.
Yeah, see that.
Well, depending on what happens today,
So,
I guess.
yeah.
But it's looking like going there, so it's coming to the favourite now. So look, she was great in the ethereal. You would swear watching that race that she will eat 2,500 metres.
Yeah.
So look, a lot of these horses in this race are running today at Flemington. If they go no good, they'll probably go to the paddock, so that market could change dramatically after today. But look, we've got a happy, healthy horse, and can't see her not running top three.
I think she ticks three important boxes. As she can race in the first bit of the field, she's tough, and I think not running today is a help.
Yep. Yeah, 2.5 weeks between runs.
Yeah, perfect.
I heard Archie interviewed last night after he won the last, and he was very upbeat.
Right, good. Well, that's exciting to...
She's an each way chance in a Group 1.
Group 1 race.
You can't say that very often.
She won a Ballarat Synthetic Maiden September 19th, so it's
amazing.
Unreal, isn't it? We'll skip on. We spoke about Mr. Moneybags. He goes to the 1800. It's a little bit of a drop back from the race. He's been in listed races the last 3 or 4 to benchmark 90. Jai McNeil will ride. Again, hopefully we can draw somewhere between 2 and 6.
Well, we've been waiting, haven't we? We've been sort of saying we need to get to a mile, now we need to get to 1800, maybe even 2000, Pete.
Yeah.
He just seems to be looking for more ground all the time. So anyway, look, we go to Flemington, lovely big track, and it's an 1800 metre race. There's a fair bit of rain forecast for later in the week, so I'm not sure what conditions we're going to face.
Probably not his ideal.
He does like it on top of the ground, so we'll probably get to the right distance and then we'll get a wet track. But look, at the end of the day, he's going to go there. He's ultra competitive. He hasn't won for a while. He's due, and hopefully gets his chance.
This is his 16th run at Flemington.
Is that
it's
right?
almost like a home track, isn't it?
Jeez.
He's won 3 times and been placed. Probably
Yeah, he hasn't won for a while now.
No.
So.
And then we spoke collectible, and she goes to the 1700 metre. It's a 3 and 4 year old mare's race, benchmark 70.
So she's backing great.
It's her best form. She's right. Plays really well. But,
benchmark 70 at Flemington.
You got Princess Jenny and very elegant form, which she's not far behind. But it's been a little bit of a stop-starty sort of prep, which worries me a little bit.
Well, this is probably going to be a last run for the prep.
Yeah.
It's an ideal race. It gives her a chance to be a city winner.
Yep.
And you would think on her best form, and even a run last start was okay, she's got to be, once again, a top 3 chance.
Yep, I agree. And probably good
I'm
odds.
glad you agree.
Good odds. Well, we'll just have a little bit
That's
of
it.
That's all our runners. So well done to the winners, and I think Sano Dulce. There's a couple there with their foot on the
there's a few there.
on the tilt.
There's a few there ready to win. Well, Pete, it is Cup week.
Yeah, we'll have a little
The Melbourne Cup.
We'll have a little bit of a look at the vision that we've seen this morning.
Let's have a look at how Southern France, the brown horse, number 30, gallops on the inside of another Melbourne Cup runner, Il Paradiso, with the chest on the outside. Let's have a look at the final 400 metres. Well, Pete, interestingly enough, Southern France is $26 in the market. The horse on his outside is $11 in the market. Now on that gallop, what would you think?
Very much a, inverted commas, untrained eye, but he was just doing it so much easier on the inside than the other horse. Look, the other horse probably might be just an out-and-out stayer, and that might be the way he works, but
so that was the end of...
composed bit of work.
That was at the end of 1600, just to give you an idea.
And actually, it was a solid 16.
Very hard gallop that was. That's his final gallop for the Cup.
Yep.
He seemed to have the other horse covered in that gallop. Now, whether that's the way it plays out at the end of 2 mile, I don't know. But on that gallop, you'd say that there shouldn't be that gap in the odds.
We did beat it home easy enough last start.
We have beaten it before, yep.
Yeah. But look, you'd rather see that work than not see it.
Well, I'd rather be on the inside than the outside going into the Cup.
Yeah.
Now, short time ago after that gallop, I interviewed Karen Marr. Okay, well I guess the big question, Karen, is in your mind, on the day, where do we finish? What's your gut feeling?
Yeah, I really think he can win. Yeah, I think he's had the right prep. He's travelled out, he's thrived since he's been here, his work's perfect, and you know, he'll go on good ground, or today the track would have been a 5, almost a 6, and it was beautiful on that also. So yeah, I just think, I really think he's got the right weight. Just need a little bit of luck in the barrier, and I think he's a really good winning chance. I reckon it's pretty open, really.
Yeah, it's not probably the strongest, and there's no dominating favourite. There's a few queries on a few of them, but mate, credit to you from all the team involved in the horse. Great job, fantastic effort, and let's hope you and I are standing there on Tuesday with the owners holding that cup aloft. Well done.
Thank you. Well, it was a good job with you finding it, and yeah, let's hope and dare to dream.
Well, now he's made me nervous. See you Tuesday. Well, how does that make you feel?
Just get the phone back out. Are we still 26s? Well, I suppose if you want to hear it from the trainer, there you are, you just have. Not top 5.
He's up and about.
Not top 10. I think he can win it.
Well, I thought he was going to say top 6.
Yeah.
When he said win, I feel all the hairs on the back of your neck going, and I started getting nervous.
You didn't need to ask any more questions.
Well, I was sort of dumbstruck then, but wow, like the horse is trimmed right up, his work's been outstanding, he's a happy horse, everything lines up, it's just we need a barrier, and we need a bit of luck, and we need Mark Zara to give him a good ride.
I think it was terrific insight just at what the trainers look. Alright, Kieran hasn't seen a lot of this horse. He did see him in Ireland, which was an advantage, and he noticed, I forget the word he used, full, and now he's stripped 10 kilos off him and he's tightened up. So he had a measurement, and he's worked the horse back, so you would think, I don't know what that is in terms of lengths, but he's got to be 2 or 3 lengths better than what he was in the Orison Legend. What that equates to in Melbourne Cup, who knows, but
well, we're in the game.
He's tuned him up.
We're in the game. Got a ticket in the raffle. The trainer is over the moon. Just comes down to the barrier and the luck in the day for the big race.
I reckon we walked out of here in 2016 after Heartbreak City's final gallop, bit buoyed. And I don't know where we were until Kieran spoke, but we're probably a bit buoyed again.
We're probably back where we were the year of Heartbreak City, where we think we're going in there with a realistic chance of winning the race.
Yeah.
And that's basically how I feel.
Yeah.
So hardest to beat, Pete. Who's your? Let's start with your top 4. Who have you got in your top 4?
Look, from a sentiment point of view and a bit of form, Surprise Baby gets in well at the weights, and obviously we had a bit to do with Paul, and that's just a good story.
Yep.
And I think the horse
is
capable.
Good enough. Yep.
Cross counter, always. I know he's gone up a lot in weight, but he's galloped sensationally out here, and you've just heard in the. Around the traps, people are loving the way he's progressing towards it, and I like the Caulfield Cup winner. I just think if you can run the 2 mile, and everyone's saying, oh, there's good runs behind it. There's always good runs behind in the Melbourne Cup. They're always looking for them. They'll get talked up.
Is this the Japanese horse?
Japanese horse, Murder Grace.
Will it run the distance?
I don't. If it can run the distance, I think it's class. Well, and I mean, you see a lot of horses that are very classy might necessarily not run a strong 3200, but it puts them in the race for a long time. And out of that race, if I had a fifth pick, would be Vow and Declare.
Yep. Very good. So you left Southern France out?
No,
I'll take that hat off you.
Southern France is my number one pick.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, where's the hats going too? They look alright. We got ATB and Kieran on that side. Or that side.
Yeah.
Melbourne
Yeah,
Cup
wouldn't
that
it be
side.
easy to just go like that?
There you go, guys. And it's a memento win, lose or draw, Darren.
Yeah, well done. Beats organised all those for the owners.
75 caps. A lot
that's
of
good.
owners.
Well,
Family.
obviously,
What's your top five?
Well, I'm hoping for Southern France. We've been pretty close in this race a lot of times. I think our record, I think we've been doing this. This will be our 8th year. We might have had a year off there.
15, we didn't have
One
a
year,
runner.
we didn't have a runner. But we have run second with Heartbreak City. We've run third with Jackalbury, fifth with Dandino.
But an 8th with Sizemos or something like that.
Sizemos was up there. Tiberium was up there.
Even Nikita was top.
But probably the two that, or the three that were our best runs were Heartbreak City, Jackalbury and Dandino.
Yeah.
On all those occasions we had no luck with the gates, came out of gate 20 something. So, you know, until we get the gates it makes it really, really hard to know. But on what I know, we bought this horse because it had form around Stradivarius, who I believe is the best stayer of 3,200 metres in the world. He's a young horse, he's a big horse, he's travelled well, he's doing everything right, can't fault him. So I think, you know, he's a real chance. The ones that I'm probably most worried about in the race, I do have a lot of respect for Paul Prushka and Surprise Baby. I can't see that horse not running top 4. If it has every opportunity in the run, I really think it's a top 4 chance.
Real Flemington horse.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those horses that's just going to, at some point, it's going to be running right up into the race. Outside of those two, it gets a bit harder. I've loved watching Cross Canter. I couldn't believe how much he's matured since I saw him here last year. He just looks fantastic, but I'm really worried about the weight. I'm really worried about the weight Cross Canter's got. I'm just not sure at the end of 2 mile with that weight he can get the job done, so I'm probably leaving him out of my first 4, and I never thought I'd be saying that. Finch is another interesting horse, ran a great 4th last year. I actually think he's going better this year, but once again he's a big horse, he's had a lot of racing, and but I think he's going to be thereabouts.
Yeah.
Vow and Declare, I thought with luck could have won the Caulfield Cup. I thought he was probably the horse in that race that was unlucky, and you know he's got to be some chance. Of the Lloyd Williams horses, Latrobe, he's worked. I've been impressed with the way he's worked here. I've got him on top of their 3. I think he's going well. It's a shame Marmello's not running.
Yeah, he's a live chance.
You know, I thought he was a live chance, but they're the rules. Look,
can the Giant Cup winner figure, Prince Aaron?
he ran 3rd last year, didn't he?
He's got to be. I don't know.
I'm probably saying no.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a. This is a very open field.
Yeah, it's an even field.
I mean, I haven't even spoken about Constantinople.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've seen a lot of that horse on the tapes, and that's kind of him. You know, he's raw. He's probably a year away. I don't know if he's seasoned enough, but he does a bit wrong and he finds trouble. One day he's going to do everything right and he's going to smash a field somewhere. He's got the talent, but I'm just not sure mentally whether he's ready.
Yeah.
And the Japanese horse that you mentioned that was so dominant in the Caulfield Cup, look, if he runs 2 miles, he could blow the whole field apart. But the Caulfield Cup was his first go over 2,400. Now he's got to go to 3,200. I'm not sure they came here to win the Melbourne Cup. I think they came here to win the Caulfield Cup. I think you have to set horses for races. I'm just not sure that he'll run the 2 mile out. If he does, yeah, he'll smash them because he's a class galloper.
And if he does, Damien Lane completes the Grand Slam in 1 year.
So what would he do, retire?
I'll go and ask him for a spot. Okay.
I'm just trying to think. And there's another smoke. If a roughie or a smoky,
Yep.
it's got no media. A horse called Raymond Tusk.
Yeah, that was
Very impressive here this morning on the track. Lovely gaited horse, beautiful athlete. Yeah, he's probably my smoky.
Does Huntinghorn lead?
I don't know.
Hope he does, because
Well,
it'll be genuine speed.
I guess it's a question of what Aidan wants to do.
Well, they won the race, Moonee Valley Cup. Takes some prize money home. He's got others in the race. We don't have pacemakers out here,
No,
but
I don't know if he'll lead or not.
I think it'll make for a great race. If he
It'll
does.
open. Look, if he opens it up, if someone opens that race up, it'll help us.
Oh, suit us now.
Because we need room.
It'll suit a lot.
We've got a big horse with it's going to need room.
We'll
so.
find out those ones that can't stay.
And I
though.
suppose that horse has been working with Southern Francis Paradiso.
Yeah. Keen eye on him.
Mate, he might just be a 2-miler. He might just be a 2-miler. He's only 3. He's lightly framed, but he might just be a 2-miler. But when you see Aidan O'Brien put blinkers on a horse to work it, for me that's alarm bells. Because they don't use blinkers. You never see them. They don't geld them, they don't use blinkers. So for me, blinkers, they're trying to sharpen him up, they're not happy with him, they're trying something. I don't think it worked today in his work, but yeah, I probably can't have him on that.
No, you go out like every day of the week, but you know, race day and how the race shape, it sort of change a lot of things. But
oh well, look, all I can say
there.
is we're there. There's been a long day Thursday waiting for the vets to vet these horses after, you know, sensational news of the CT scans. We've kind of almost resigned ourselves to the fact that there'd be more coming out. It didn't happen, so thank God for that. But for all the owners involved in Southern France and for everyone involved in ATB, yeah, don't be scared to have a crack at Southern France. Take him in your multiples, and we're just going to really try to enjoy the week. And hopefully one day we might even win this thing.
yep, Southern France gate be better than Pig gate.
Oh,
No?
I'm leaving that right alone. I've got no comment to make
No
at all.
comment.
No,
What's the derby while we're there?
the Derby, well, before the rain came, I thought the favourite was Immoral.
Yeah, it makes it a bit tricky now.
Yeah, like I thought, it's Shadow Hero, is it?
Yeah,
Like $2.40 or $3, whatever it is.
Castle Vecchio form.
Yeah, it's beaten the horse that ran second in the Cox Plate. To me, that's great Derby form.
Serious form.
I think Mark Newman is a serious trainer of stayers, or probably sprinters as well. I think he's a serious trainer. He's a jockey. He rode for Gay Woodhouse. He seems to know what he's doing. I think he might have. Did he win the Oaks last year?
The year before?
Yeah,
with
he's had
Ty
some-
Anglin on it, I think.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good serious stayers. He can train. He does know what he's doing, and I think that horse is a class above him. Obviously, you know, we'll be rooting for Kieran Maher, and we'll be rooting for Mitch Freedman.
Yeah.
And you know, our trainers, which we always hope do well in these races.
I just think of the Cox Plate form, which that wasn't directly with Castle Vecchio, but I remember Mahogany years ago, who ran in the Cox Plate. Remember when he came out and won the Derby?
Yeah,
That
and
was
he couldn't
probably
stay.
the easiest Derby winner you've ever seen.
And he couldn't stay. He wasn't a stay.
That's
But
right.
At that age, they can get away with
Well,
it.
he won a Newmarket too or something, didn't he? He was a freak of a horse.
Yes. So, well, there you go. So that's our Melbourne Cup edition. We've got some very excited and nervous owners. We've got people flying in from all over Australia involved in this horse. And credit to Kieran Maher and David Eustace. They've done a great job
Been
so
terrific
far.
to work with.
And very open and honest, and their access has been amazing. So really looking forward to the event. Just hope this rain goes away. I think track will be fine.
Yeah.
I think one of the big positives for the Europeans this year is it's only going to be 18, 19 degrees. It's not going to be hot because they're not used to heat. So to go and stand in the box at Flemington for 3 hours before the race in 30 would be taxing. And for all of you athletes out there, you know, if you want to go for a run on a day that's 19, it's a lot easier than going for a run on a day that's 35. You know a lot about that.
Yeah, just remember it.
So, you know, it's going to be, it's like an Irish morning here
I
today,
was
isn't
going
it?
to say, it was 35 here yesterday, and now they've got, what, 14, 13?
Yeah, well, you do get concerned that, like a changing weather, Pete, they can get a cold real easy.
Yeah.
So, you know, they must be nervous, the lads. They must be nervous. But
Actually,
anyway, there'll be more twists and tales that come out of today's run. I don't know who wins the Hotham, but they get a run.
well, there's 2 or 3, or there's a few in there.
Yeah, so they get a run, and you know who's going to make up those final numbers. We'll find out. But the barrier, yeah, we just want to get a decent go.
Anywhere inside 12, Kieran said. I mean,
I'd say 4 to 12.
he said 4 to 12 in the end.
I don't want to be down on the fence either.
Big horse, 1, 2, 3 doesn't suit. But anyway,
Well,
1, 2, 3 opposed to 23.
I'll warn you now, if we win this thing, I don't know if there'll be another edition of ATB-TV
Well,
because
might be a live one about 3 in the morning Wednesday.
it won't
We
be
can
worth
do
watching.
that. Facebook Live.
I'll go to sleep on the couch.
I'll get that vision.
Yeah. Well, all the best to everyone involved, and thanks for your support and all the messages. Happy birthday to Jared Birrell, who turns 40, just in time for the Melbourne Cup.
Beautiful. Jack.
And I must say, it'd be amiss of me not to say, I read on Twitter last night that Stephen Baster's retiring at the end of the carnival.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Stephen Baster was apprenticed to Mark Rowley back in the 90s, and his first Group 1 winner was on our horse, the mighty Mukhtar, who won the Oakley Plate in Newmarket, and that was his first Group 1 winner on Mukhtar on the Oakley Plate. And today we'll never forget, and we've had a strong bond with Stevie Baster since. He doesn't get many rides for us,
The smiling assassin.
but you know, it's probably his fault we're still in this business.
Yeah. You wouldn't find a better bloke than Stevie. Always up for a chat and a smile and a great career.
Yep, coming to an end, and he's off into real estate.
Real estate, yeah.
Okay?
There you go.
So it's good to see jockeys going on and doing something.
Yep.
Anyway, that's a wrap from ATB-TV.
Quick one, Kenny Andrews' son Jared,
Yep.
little boy, can't remember the name, was emailed to us.
Can't remember the name.
Artie.
Artie.
It was Arthur Jack or something, but it's Artie. Well done, Jared.
That's their second.
Yeah, 2 boys?
I think so.
Yeah. So
Well,
there you
until
go.
next week, I'm Darren Dans with a very nervous Peter Morgani.
Go French Fizz.